I see.
Men saying, I've just decided altogether to avoid women, that it's better to be single, guys. They're almost like happy about the fact that they're gonna make the choice to avoid the entire gender of women because they have yet to actually resolve the war they have within themselves.
I can't sleep, I can't eat, I can't drink anything without feeling pain. Pain, true pain.
Every fucking time I open this app, it's some bullshit like this.
I need to know why all you men are acting like little princesses. Like, I actually want to know. You start talking to a guy and he's like, no, you need to chase me. No, you need to compliment me. No, I will give nothing back to you. I need me a strong, independent woman who works hella hard, but I'm not gonna be doing all that. Excuse me?
Like, do y'all ever, of course not, because you wouldn't have fucking made this video, but do y'all ever stop and consider that you are the fucking problem? God damn. We, as men, see your dumbass complaints. And instead of you changing the nagging in yourself, you choose to blame it on us. That is a fucking repellent. You will be single. You will be complaining. You will be bitter. Go get some motherfucking therapy. You're welcome.
Right, so I've got a question, especially tailored to the guys of our generation, right? I don't know if it's a thing where guys don't move to girls anymore in public. I don't even know, but basically this happened to me on the train last week, and it's happened many times. Like, it's actually happened quite a few times, too many to count. I'm on the train, I look up, someone is coincidentally looking at my direction. I look up, they look away. I'm like, okay, maybe this was, just casually just looking up and you just catch each other's eyes. But then it happened the second time. I just looked up from my phone and I just see dead in my eyes somebody staring at me, thinking, is there something on my face? The third time this happens, I said, okay, this is not a coincidence. What's going on? If you want to tell me something, please, I beg, tell me. And I'm one of the most least intimidating people you can literally imagine. I can literally have a conversation with a brick wall. I'm a very friendly person, but I don't know if my face says otherwise, because they'll just get off the train like nothing happened. And I'll literally be like, but sir, you have a beautiful face. I don't know. Is it me? Do I need to seem more approachable? Because I have heard that women have actually let guys down very harshly. So is it a thing where guys just don't move to girls anymore because of that? I don't know.
Let's take my flat. We need to talk about what is happening with American men. I was just watching the Call Your Daddy podcast with Millie Bobby Brown, and she was talking about how she met her husband, Jake Bon Jovi. And she was basically saying that they were friends for like a really long time. And for the longest amount of time, she had no idea whether this man actually liked her platonically or liked her more than that. Because although they were very good friends, he would never flirt with her. He would never show her any form of romantic interest, to the point where she said to her mum, Mum, I think you need to sit in on one of our conversations because I need you to assess whether this man is actually flirting with me or not. And so her mum sat in and went to her, Mills, I don't think this man is actually flirting with you in any way, shape or form. And it's only when Millie one day had the courage and was like, okay, I just need to let you know that I actually freaking like you. Sorry if this changes our friendship, but I need to tell you that I like you. And he was like, oh my God, you're so bold. And that's how they started a relationship, right? Bear in mind, I have noticed this when I go to the States myself. Like when I was in Manhattan earlier this year, I was in the clubs, and what the hell is going on?
So let me just break this down before we finish the rest of this video. I was looking at a video just probably 3 or 4 days ago where a woman was basically saying that she get the ick if men approach her. I've also had countless conversations and done countless review videos where most women say that they don't want men to approach them. And here's the kicker, here's the caveat to it all. women are basically upset if a man ever starts to try to get himself out of the friend zone, if he develops feelings for her or if he actually likes her. So when I see this woman talking about this, and she's trying to understand why American men don't approach women, or American men are not even interested in being friends with women, because it would then friend zone them. That is your answer. It's not because men are not interested in women. It's because the dynamic of how men and women have to interact in the United States of America nowadays, in order for men to preserve their feelings, their safety, and their emotions, we listen to y'all, we listen to women, and now they have to adjust accordingly.
Dashe and B Simone were on the live stream. B Simone asked the question of, why don't men approach me? Why aren't they in my DMs? Why don't they take me out on dates? And Dashe, to her question, answered, they're intimidated by you. You have a vibrant presence. You make a lot of money. Sometimes men don't know what to do with that. And I disagree. I think he was being very gentle and kind with her. I think that desperation has a sound, and it has a scent, and it has a look. And I love B Simone, and she's beautiful. She's talented. She's strong. She's everything, right? But you can still sense the brokenness to where, like, she's been talking a lot about codependence, where she's very serious in her approach with dating and relationships. Therefore, a lot of men be like, I can't touch that, because they know that it'll cling. And sometimes when you have everything going for yourself and yet you're so desperate, it makes people wonder, well, what's wrong with her? Even though nothing is wrong with you. You're so desperate for love, even though you are love. Therefore, people don't want the responsibility of loving you, because they understand that you are so much love that they would break you, and they don't want to break you. While a lot of men are out here breaking women's hearts or just out here doing dirt, a lot of them don't want to be responsible for breaking your heart. So they will go find another broken person who they know is already broken, so they won't be responsible for breaking you. And because she's on this healing journey, she's rediscovering Jesus again, she's rediscovering herself, she gives off this pheromone, for lack of a better word. She gives off this scent that you're not ready to be pursued. You're not ready to be dated. Not only that, sometimes you can overly silly yourself. You can overly clown yourself to where nobody takes you seriously. Or you can become so serious that people don't want the responsibility of carrying you in all your seriousness. Been there, done that. This is why I'm speaking from experience. So many men have left me on the shelf because they understood that if I was in their hands, they would break me. They didn't want to be responsible for my brokenness. Even though I'm not this fragile girl, I'm not this broken girl, I'm not easily broken, they don't want to be responsible for snuffing out my light. Therefore, they will leave me where I'm at. Now, while I don't have the experience where nobody's approaching me, talking to me, I have plenty of motion. But I don't entertain it, because I understand that I've come too far to entertain people who are not at my caliber. Sometimes you got to be willing to stay by yourself until you know that when you meet the person of your dreams, you won't lay down your boundaries. You will still stand on business. You won't idolize them. You won't become codependent on them, because nobody wants to be codependent on. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you fully understand who you are and the weight that you carry, not only do you not want your weight to be laid down on somebody, you don't want their weight to be laid down on you. It has to be an equal balance. And right now, I still believe that B is figuring it out. She's still healing. And while she's happy and smiling and vibrant and all these things, there's still a scent of brokenness. Obviously, and I say this with all love, y'all, she's going through the transition of not being friends with Megan anymore. We all saw her journey of going through heartbreak with her previous man, and he broke her. I understand that brokenness, because I was broken. So there's still a line that she has to cross between who she used to be and who God is creating her to be right now. She needs to be lost in the presence of God before she's worried about being found by a man. Not just her, me, you. The man that you want to marry will be found, and he will find you in the presence of God. But right now, B is still straddling the line between the world and God. And that's why nobody wants to touch it, because they can't quite put their finger on what it is. And I can tell you that from experience, that when people know who you are and whose you are, they will not bother you. And if they do bother you, it'll be a test from the enemy to see if you really gonna stand on who you said that you're no longer trying to be. You no longer going to accept bullshit. You no longer going to accept abuse or people giving you bare minimum just because you're desperate to be in connection with somebody. You're desperate to have a man. You're desperate to say that you've been married. Are you going to stick with the bare minimum, or are you going to sit in that isolation, falling in love with yourself, falling in love with God until he sends you someone who is fit for you? You got to be okay with the DMs going silent. You got to be okay with nobody spotting you out in a public place. You got to be okay with nobody wanting to take you on no date, because you're not looking to be entertained. You're looking to come into a covenant with somebody who's going to do life with you and be in partnership with you. In order for someone to spot you out, they have to be able to clearly see you. And if you're not clearly identifiable, people would rather choose what they know than to choose what is a possibility. And I think that is why many men don't approach her.
I don't think men like women anymore. I don't think that men desire us women anymore, us real women. I don't think that they value us like they used to. Men aren't really putting out effort. They're not putting out any type of effort like they used to. Taking a girl on a date becomes an issue. You know, spending money on a woman is an issue. You should have your own money as a woman. Going out to do something fun is an issue. Why don't you just come over to the house and we could do something in the house? I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm from New York, but I see women all over the globe complain about what's happening with men nowadays. Is it women that's not making themselves desirable anymore? Because there are beautiful women out here, beautiful women, ambitious women, caring women, nurturing women who are outside looking for love, and men that just can't keep up with that. Like, they're not communicating with them. They're not willing to hang out and do fun things. What happens to the fun in life? What happened to life being exciting and fun and, you know, going out and discovering the world? What are y'all doing? What are y'all men doing other than that? What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Like, what are all y'all men doing? What are y'all doing? If it has nothing to do with a woman, what are y'all doing? Are y'all working? Because we're working too. Women are also working, and we still can do things. We still can go on vacations. We can still go out to eat. Why are us women going on vacations with our friends? We're going on vacations with our friends. We're going out to eat with our friends. We're going to do fun things outside with our friends. We're celebrating birthdays with our friends. Where are y'all? What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Where are you guys? Where are you? Where do you guys exist?
Why are men not confident enough to walk up to women now? See, shout out to the guys who are confident enough to walk up to women. The masculinity on earth has diminished drastically, that guys don't even come up to you anymore. They'll just stare at you from a distance. As a woman who's trying to embody her feminine energy, you're not going to catch me going up to the guy. You're just not. We can just stare at each other. See, shout out to the guys who are confident enough to walk up to women, because guys don't do that anymore. If God were to guarantee that your 20th person would be the love of your life, you would be so happy to be rejected by all 19. So why are men not confident enough to walk up to women now? We don't chase. We signal like, you can come up to me now. But all men do is just look at you now. And of course, like, if the woman is interested, she's gonna keep looking your way too, but it just like stays like that. Nothing ever happens because men don't walk up to women anymore, or they're just tired of being rejected. But it's like, if God were to tell you that you're gonna go through 20 rejections before you get to your yes, and that's gonna be the love of your life, you guys would be so happy to go through all 20 because you would just so closer to the love of your life. Come on, guys, you guys gotta do better.
Hey, so I can't sleep. Obviously, it's 4:30 in the morning. I can't sleep. So I'm scrolling TikTok, and I'm come across this trend where women are complaining that men aren't approaching them anymore. And then I'm reading comments, and men are saying, yeah, we would rather just have our peace than be humiliated, or and just don't feel like approaching women, and women are complaining about it. And it's like, I'm like, what the hell's going on here? It's like, okay, so I must be old because I've been with my wife for 18 years. I'm sorry, I've been with her for 20 years, married for 18. And so obviously I don't approach women. But before that, I had no problem approaching women. I mean, I don't consider myself good looking at all. You know what I mean? Some friends of mine used to always say, you have this thing about you where you have this confidence about you, and, I mean, I'm like every other guy. It's like, I used to be afraid to, well, I guess I wasn't really afraid to approach a woman. I just did it. And if they said no, I was like, fine. It didn't bother me. It didn't, you know what I'm saying? But I do remember one story, and this is a really good story, and I'll leave it alone after this. I remember I was dating someone, and we broke up. And so I was really depressed. So I said, and I was heavy. I said, I'm just going to start going to the gym and losing weight. So I did that. And I started going to this gym. And a lot of baseball players and basketball players, like professional, went to this gym. So I wasn't like the pick of the litter there. I was definitely somebody trying to work on themselves. You know what I'm saying? There were definitely better, candidates. The women there would be interested in. So there was one girl there. I guess she was like a trainer or something. Which me, I set my sights high. You know what I mean? And I remember, I'll never forget this. I remember going up to her and going and asking her out. And the look on her face was like I stole her pocketbook. Okay, she had to like roll her eyes. Like it was just like, it was really humiliating. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. I've never been humiliated like that. You know what I mean? I was like, okay, cool. So then I would go to the gym. I would just avoid her like the plague. Okay. Now I was in the music business at the time, right? And I was at a successful level at the time. I had a hit record out and all that stuff. So the band that I was producing, I also toured with them. We played at the Coliseum in town, right? So, and I went up and did my thing, you know what I'm saying, with the band, one of the songs that I was on. And as I'm coming off the stage, like, I hear Matt, like somebody yell my name. And I look up, and it's that trainer chick. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I guess she was interested then. And I just kind of waved and just went about my business, you know what I'm saying? And then she was very nice to me at the gym when I would see her. I wasn't interested anymore, obviously. I would just, hey, how you doing? And I just keep walking. And I think she was expecting me to maybe ask her out again, and I never did. And I never would, because it was obvious. But when I was nothing to her, when I was just some fat dude trying to better himself, I was just a fat dude trying to better himself. But then she saw me on that stage with all those people out in the audience yelling and screaming and blah, 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 blah. Then, then she changed her mind. But I changed my mind too. So, I don't know. Everybody has that story, you know what I'm saying? But men shouldn't be afraid to approach women. If they say no, it's just a word. No. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Shoot your shot. Shoot your shot. And if they say no, it's their loss. That's it.